I love Beat. It's a safe space for us to come with loads of young people with loads and loads of different interests, and it's a safe place to share your interests and talk to other people. It allows different opportunities for art. It allows us to speak to professionals and people who specialise in different types of work. So I'm part of the Wednesday night group, and I've been told we're trying puppetry soon, which I really can't wait for. It's really exciting, and I can't wait to try new things, and Beat allows us to do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the getting to try new things as well, because obviously we get to do art in school, but with art in school we just don't get to do all the stuff that we get to do here at Beat. This week especially, the prop making we did, I've never really liked 3D character making or 3D making at all, but this week I really enjoyed it, and Beat kind of pushes you outside of your comfort zone and lets you do stuff that you wouldn't do, and I really like that, and I think that's really important because not many places let you do that here. So
Thank you. For me, I joined the Beat when I was about 6, and I've been coming here ever since, and I'm about to turn 19 in 2 days. At the start, I came, well, at first it was because my parents made me, but I stayed because it was a good bit of fun, and I really enjoyed the creative aspect and getting involved with all the carnivals and walking in the parades and building things that could be shown and used in parades. And since then, I've continued to stay as I've gotten older and can no longer attend the projects as a member because I feel the importance of what is being done here. It's creating an environment in Belfast for people to just be able to freely produce art just for the heck of it.
So just to give you a wee bit of background, so when we talk about spotting, the full name is Spaces of Transformation in Arts Education. So like I say, it was a 3-year project, and it was based through the Trans Europe HALS network. So this was Beat's kind of their definition of what they meant by co-design. So within most of their youth and community programming, it's the negotiation and agreeing the mutual objectives and obligations, as well as co-creating content. So yeah, I mean, this kind of early stuff that was very neighbourhood based, so it was kind of, a lot of it was in response to groups that knew the Beat coming along and asking them for celebrations because of lockdown. So it was a much more kind of local, on the doorstep type format than would have been done before, and really try to use co-design as a model. So what's the story? So that actually started as a standalone project, and it was an issue-based project, and it was funded under T-Book. And I think everybody that works in the arts or with youth is well aware of the limitations and the format and the problem that we have. So the young people basically, they very much rejected that. And they wanted to focus on different forms of identity and what brought them together as a youth community. I thought this was really good, especially that last sentence, because it's about modelling ownership. If you are trying to kind of embed principles, you have to kind of live these principles, because if you're trying to get young people to take ownership and support their ownership, then you as an organisation need to do that as well. From that standalone project, What's the Story became part of Beat's core youth programme, because the young people wanted to continue. So apart from that publication, they have continued, and they're part of the core programming. Really, I suppose the question about space was always a kind of wider idea about what space is and represents to people, and not just creative space, but civic space and public space. And also kind of looking at, carnival as an art form, but also that activity kind of being expanded out into sort of geographical and a social sense of belonging. So also within the core youth programming then, this idea of working with participants and about atmosphere in terms of space and about free space, and that relationship between safety and ownership, I think, is really important and came out a lot through this work. And also just, the need for fun, really, without specific outcomes, without being kind of, we're working towards this, we're working towards that, which in any organisation, it's all about the deadline. So it's not necessarily just money, although obviously it is money, but it's having that kind of practice, that reflective practice, and understanding, yes, it takes more time now to divert your attention from firefighting into future planning, but actually it's the only way really that you're going to develop in a way that you are going to get somewhere more satisfactory than just constantly trying to put out the fires or deal with the issues that are, most pressing. So this is the kind of future plans bit. So David mentioned about the Our Space project, so the 5-year project that's going to be funded through the National Lottery's Empowering Young People. And so really that's about developing stuff that we have started already about this kind of leadership and mentorship and peer support networks. So people being on the same page and being more aligned and taking that time to find where those points of alignment are and, what people are willing to do and not forcing things, because you have to start where people are. And they may not have interest, never mind capacity, but kind of slowly overall kind of working together, because everybody then has more power. Funders have more power to have objectives realised. Communities have more power to have experiences that they want and can replicate and develop and hone. And the organisation understands much more about where it needs to sort of target its focus and its work and where it can kind of improve and where there's scope, where it's needed.